He once said, you know, whoop.
There we have Pancho Carter still in the pits. Yeah.
No progress there at all.
No, they're not making any headway. For a moment, it looked like something might be happening.
Well, Jim Pancho Carter brought his car in under power, but then when he brought the car up on the jacks, the motor failed. They pulled the bonnet off the back. They're looking very seriously over the engine, and it could be what everybody thought would happen to the Buicks. It could be an early expiration for this stock block machine.
That was Jack Arute reporting from the pits, and here is Josela Garza, the young man who made a splash here as a rookie from Mexico a few years ago.
He's in his 5th race here, Jim. He has yet to really score a success. Of course, there's the yellow being waved. There's Bobby Rahal really easing into the pits.
The yellow flag out because of the blown engine of Josela Garza in car number 55. The leaders begin to make sort of bonus pit stops. These don't hurt you like the ones under the green. That's Rahal, the leader. And there, Andretti already out.
Oh, look at Andretti spinning his wheels on the way back. By contrast, Rahal is losing a lot of time. You see him on the right of the screen in this stop. Andretti, there goes Rahal out of the pits, but he was slow in, and he spent quite a lot of time there. The fact that it's yellow means it probably won't have cost him much more than a position. We can expect this to shake back out probably with Andretti in the lead.
Remember now, unlike the way it was here in years gone by, you may close up under the yellow flag. You didn't used to be able to do that here.
Yes, there goes Rahal.
There is Rahal. Fittipaldi, the Brazilian, leading the Indianapolis 500 now with Bobby Rahal second, Al Unser Jr. third. Then you go to Don Whittington and Roberto Guerrero. Mario Andretti, who had has dropped down to 6th place, but that's because he's made a pit stop and the others have not. And now here into the pits comes Fittipaldi.
Down that rough pit lane, which they don't repave, I think to keep it a little bit slow, Jim. It's rough like that.
Like bumps on your neighborhood street that they put
Speed
in for
bumps.
Children, yeah.
Exactly. All right, here's the Pat Patrick team, which we saw earlier in our pit stop demonstration, doing it for real. Former world champion Emerson Fittipaldi's car. At this stage in the race, the fuel, 40 gallons of it, flows in very fast because there's still plenty of fuel left in the tank to push down, give it some pressure. Later in the race, we may see slower pit stops there. Interesting how many foreigners are in this race, Jim, this year. 8 of them.
More than ever before,
yeah,
right?
6 last year, 5 back in 1960, way back in 1967. So suddenly there's a whole influx of Europeans, largely because of their road racing skills, I think.
Well, that pit stop by Fittipaldi gives the lead back again to Bobby Rahal, but here he comes into the pits to make his pit stop.
Yep, comes in very slowly. And you know...
Oh, they're opening up something.
Yep, they're starting to take the back off the car. That is, of course, a bad sign. Something's wrong here. I have no idea. There's no smoke or anything. They've taken off, they took that hatch off where the turbocharger is. Sometimes the wastegates fail on turbos. They are looking at the turbo, Jim.
Well, seconds clicking away. And with it, the lead and many, many places in the Indianapolis 500. A look from the other side. They are working on the turbo. Jack Arute is with Scott Brayton.
For Scott Brayton, it's an early departure after a wonderful month of May. They put him on the front row. Scott, what put you out of this race?
Well, I really couldn't tell you, Jack. The mechanics are going to have to get back there and look at it. Coming down the front straightaway, I felt a little vibration in the back, and I lost some boost pressure on my gauge, and so I had to shut the V6 off. But up to that point, we were performing well. I was just, you know, the car was handling. I didn't quite have what I needed to get around the Cosworths at the end of the chute, but I'm happy, and I'm very happy to have the one-lap record, and I'm just looking forward to coming back.
Okay, Scott Brayton out of it, but out of it very gracefully. And now the lead has gone over to Danny Sullivan in car number 5. He had been running 7th, but again, because of these pit stops and the fact that he has not yet made his